centers, torture chambers, okay, guillotines, all methods of all kinds of execution. So the FEMA camps is really a trap. Okay, this is the book of Luke, because it's also mentioned in the book of Luke as well. Okay, the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 9. But when ye hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Okay? So when you hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Okay? War and commotions. We're hearing about commotions everywhere. The whole world is in an uproar because of these C-19 lockdowns. You got people protesting, rioting. You know, in certain countries, you can only travel within a certain mile radius. And if you travel outside that mile radius, they have the right to detain and arrest you. And then throw you in jail. So the whole world is in an uproar because of the so-called white man. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So the reason why the whole world is in an uproar is because the whole world is in a state of mourning. No, the reason why the whole world is in an uproar because the wicked is in rulership. Who's the wicked? Well, this is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay? Now, when you read the book of Genesis, the 27th chapter, okay, and I believe around the 34th to the 40th verse on down, it tells you about how Isaac blessed Esau, which so-called white people are. You are the descendants of Esau. Isaac blessed Esau with the fatness of the earth. Okay, that was a prophecy that would take place in this time. Okay, so the ones who have control over the entire planet are the so-called elites. Okay, they are the descendants of Esau. Okay, as well as you so-called white people. Okay. So the so-called elites, they have control over the entire world, and they control the entire world through their banking systems. Okay? They control the entire world through their banking systems. You know? Through money. You know? A country that don't comply with them, guess what? They stop their country's flow of money from flowing through there, and right before you know it, you got an economy collapse going on, you got a financial collapse going on, you got people rioting in an uproar, protesting against their president, their leaders. So there's nothing peaceful about this devil. Okay? He causes chaos. This cave beast causes chaos wherever he goes. Okay? So back in Luke chapter 21, verse 10. Then said Yahushua unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Now notice how it said them. Okay? Because this word is really only given to the elect. Okay? Yahushua did not reveal these secrets to the world. He ain't even revealed these secrets to 2/3 of his own people. He revealed these secrets to his disciples, who were of the elect. Okay? So that's another thing, man. Salvation is only for the nation of Israel. Okay? So then said he unto them, his disciples, Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places. Yeah, we're hearing about great earthquakes all over the place, okay? There's earthquakes happening in the Middle East. There's earthquakes happening in China. There's earthquakes happening in Brazil. There's earthquakes happening here in the Americas. Earthquakes happening in Canada. Okay, there's earthquakes happening in the archipelagos, which would be the islands. Okay? Where do you think tsunamis come from? Earthquakes happening underneath the ocean. So there's earthquakes everywhere. Okay? And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, yeah, you know, there's a steadily growing famine happening here in America. Okay, you got a drought happening. You know, there's a drought happening on the western part of America. You know, a lot of the food that these eastern and southern parts of America get, okay, a lot of that food in America comes from the western parts of America. Like the oranges come from Florida, they come from California. Some oranges come from Wisconsin. You know, bananas, pineapples come from California. Okay? I mean, for the most part, America gets a lot of its food from overseas, but that food goes to the rich and the wealthy. Meanwhile, the poor gets the GMO foods, which are grown here in America. Okay? The poor are you Israelites, which are the so-called Black, Latino, and Native Indians. But still, that don't change the fact that there is a steadily growing famine happening on the western parts of America. Okay? Rivers, which once used to be rivers, are now dried land. You can see the cracks in between the grounds. Okay? And pestilences, yeah, you know, it's not the coronavirus, the pestilence. Okay? Even though they're over-exaggerating this virus in the news, you know, still, okay? But still pestilence, and there's other viruses they have, you know? There's other viruses they have which they can't release on the public. You know, they got Ebola, and you know, there's other viruses that these governments have which they're not telling the people, which they eventually intend on releasing on the public. And then what they're gonna do? They're gonna put the blame on another country, they're gonna put the blame on another nation, when really the virus was created in the lab and a patent was put upon it so money could be made off of these viruses. So the super rich and the so-called elites, they're making money off of you people getting sick from these viruses, which are being manufactured in these labs, in these secret underground labs. You know, you people watch these movies like Resident Evil, you know, you watch these movies like Cabin in the Woods, you know, you watch some of these movies where they have secret underground laboratories and you think it's science fiction. Like, nah, there's no way something like that could exist. But guess what? Those places actually do exist. And you know what else is real? Human experimentations. As a matter of fact, over there in China, they're conducting human/monkey hybrid experiments. Okay? They're mixing monkey and human DNA together. Okay? Just look at Overwatch. Okay? There's no coincidence that Winston is a talking ape. Obviously, he was an experiment. They was experimenting on apes, or on gorillas. Okay? Mixing human DNA with ape DNA.